y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Raven and I'm a fashion stylist and content creator. But on my channel, I do fashion lookbooks and hauls, press on nail reviews, and a little bit of luxury on a budget. So this video is for my subscribers. Y'all know my day ones, my ride or dies, the ones that have been following me for a while now and wondering where I've been. This video will explain, I'm hopefully going to answer any questions that you guys may have. If not, please leave them in the comments. As y'all have noticed, I have been missing for months now with hardly any presence on any social media platform. And this was on accident. I did not intend in June to not post on social media until October now. Oh, Jesus. Like, that's crazy. So we would start from the beginning. It actually started last year. So last year, my anxiety started to get very, very high. I have a video on how I lived with my anxiety on my page here, but it was nothing like that, okay? It was really, really high. I was hardly able to function, and I just didn't know what was going on. It got better. Then earlier this year, it continued to just be where I could barely function. I was like, I think I need to get on medication and figure this out. So with that being said, I talked to a friend of mine. She told me one of her significant others had anxiety, and we talked about it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've realized that I've had anxiety, like regular anxiety, my entire life. I also have social anxiety. So posting things like this, posting in general, sometimes takes a lot for me to overcome. But I know I owe it to you guys to kind of explain where I've been. So that's why I'm deciding to make this video. I have thought about this video for months now, what I was going to say and all of these things, because that's what anxiety does. So I got on medication at the end of May. In June, I went to work. I was working on a movie in LA, and I was there for the movie and some health issues with my dad, literally for a month. So there was no posting, there was no nothing. I was working 6 days a week, 1 day off, 12-hour days. There was no time to do anything at all, okay? So when I was on my first medication, I was sleepy, but I still had anxiety, so I wasn't able to sleep as much because the anxiety was still there. I knew it was going to take about a month or so for it to kick in, so I was like, well, we're just waiting for it to start to feel better. It did not. After I left LA, I was home for maybe like 3 or 4 days. Then I had to go to New York for almost like 2.5, 3 weeks for another job. Again, working basically 12-hour days, no time to film, edit, or anything like that. So now we're basically at like the end of July. I come back home. I'm home for literally again another like 2 or 3 days. I have to go back to New York for work. Another 12-hour shift day, or shall I say gig. And I was there for a little less than a week. I came back. In all of this time, I talked to my therapist, my psychiatrist online. I am using Hers, which is an extension of Hims. So because I'm an entrepreneur, insurance is through the roof. So I decided to go with an affordable route for me, which was Hers. This is not an ad, just putting it out there, what I went through, what I'm going through to get help with my anxiety. Anyways, so I messaged her and was like, hey, this medicine is not helping my anxiety, one, and it's also making me tired. Like, I was just kind of sleepy. Like, I couldn't work a full day without being tired. And I was like, normally, if I'm shopping or prepping for a job, I could be out and be fine. It would be like 5 o'clock and I'm like, time to pack it up. We're ready to go. I need to go lay down. So I was like, this isn't normal for me. So I asked her for a medication that I knew a ton of people took, which was the like Lexapro. They give you the generic version of Lexapro. So I asked her for that. I got it sent. So by the time I got back from New York the second time, it was at my house. The first 3 days, I felt amazing. I was like, this is awesome. I wasn't sleepy. I didn't have anxiety. I was like, this is where it's at. Mind you, I'm weaning off of the first medication and then, taking the dosage of this medication. 4th day, I kid you not, basically in a sleep coma. So this is now August, like almost mid-August time frame. I could not get up for more than like 5 minutes. I was in my bed taking 2 to 3 naps a day, exhausted. Like my body was just like, yeah, no. So the sleepiness that I felt before, compound that times like a trillion. Because before I was like sleepy, but I was like, okay, we're just gonna push through and it's fine. No, exhausted. Thankfully, I didn't have the anxiety. So I was like, okay, well, we're just gonna wait and see. That wait and see took me to like the middle of September. I was still sleeping, taking 2 to 3 naps a day until the middle of September. Then after that, I was like, okay, I can actually get up and try to do something. I would be up for maybe an hour and have to take a nap. I'd be up for maybe 2 hours and have to take a nap. I would wake up and be exhausted and have to like force myself out of bed, like literally dragging myself, like, hey, you need to get up and do something, or like you need to get up and like eat or whatever. So with that, fast forward, that has lasted basically up until now, where I've barely been able to function. I'm thankful that the medication has lessened my anxiety. They wanted to up my dosage, I think like a month into it, so about mid-September-ish or so, because it took me a couple days because I was kind of afraid to up my dosage because of what had happened before. So I upped my dosage. The crazy thing is, it tells you if this medication makes you sleepy, take it at night. That is when I take my medication, and I'm still exhausted throughout the day. Anyways, I upped my dosage, which is now 2 pills instead of 1, and I literally could not even speak. I could barely keep my eyes open all day. Like, my mother was getting extremely worried. If you do not know, we live together. And she was just like, oh my gosh, like, you're sleeping all the time. Like, I just don't know what to do. Like, she thought I was like, I don't know what she thought, but she was getting really worried that I was sleeping so much. And like literally just like I wasn't up all night or anything like that. I would still just be asleep. So the day that I took the 2 dosages, literally out. I was barely able to form sentences. I could not get up or anything like that. So I was like, okay, we can't do that because I can't be in another coma basically, or like a sleep coma for another like month, because that's what the first one took about a month for me to even be able to just like get out of bed for any length of time. So I was like, I can't do that again. So I stopped the 2 dosages and I've just been on 1 dosage since then. Probably this week was the first week since I started taking this medication that I have been up all day. I'll go run errands and then I get tired. I don't know when the sleepiness is going to come. I just start yawning out of nowhere. I get really tired and I'm just like, okay, it is time to take a nap. So that's why I haven't been filming, because if I do my makeup, get ready, that takes about 2 hours. We're now at nap time, okay? Like, I'm now going to be sleepy and I've done all this work to put my makeup on. Versus before, I could be up all day and I'm like, okay, I can put my makeup on, I can do all this stuff and maybe film for like 3 to 4 hours and have content. So with all of that being said, my content is going to look a little bit differently until I'm able to function properly again. I'm starting to get there. I'm on my way to get there, but I'm not quite there. So please bear with me. A lot of my videos will probably be barefaced, okay? Or longer form videos of my TikToks. I recently have started posting more regularly on TikTok, not so much on Instagram, maybe like once a week on Instagram. I will not be at my regular posting that I was doing before, where it's like once a week. I was really trying to get up to twice a week. So it will more than likely be twice a month, sometimes once a month, until I can really get this under control. Because when I tell you the exhaustion is beyond, like, I'm not taking like 30-minute naps. I'm taking like 2-3 hour naps. Like, ridiculous. Like, and it's like, oh, I was up and then 2-3 hours later I had to take a 3 hour nap. How do you function? your whole day is now gone. And then I wake up and then I'm asleep again. And then I wake up for like a few hours and then it's time for me to go to bed. It's ridiculous. So, with that being said, I'm really trying, guys. I'm trying to get as much stuff done as possible. And I'm really trying to push out the content as best as I know how with this new form of living, or shall I say, like this new way of life for me. So just be patient with me, be kind with me, and just know that I'm really trying to push it out. If you or anyone you know suffers from anxiety and really don't have the money to, pay for a therapist every week or whatever, I would suggest going to hers. You just really need to research the medication that they're trying to give you and make sure that you're okay with everything, and then knowing the side effects and really like pushing for different medication if you want different medication. The only reason I do not get on a third medication or like a different medication is because the medication, the side effects are worse than the tiredness, one, and two, the tiredness is not even a side effect of Lexapro. Okay, so I just think it's me and SSRIs, which is the type of medication that it is. So think of like Motrin is an ibuprofen. I think that's just how my body responds to SSRIs, unfortunately. So now that the anxiety has subsided some, not really my social anxiety, so we're still working on that, but my regular anxiety, I can function better, but the tiredness is still there. Anyways, I say all this to say, bear with me. I love you guys. I miss you guys. And if you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments below and I'll be sure to answer them as quickly as I can. Until next time, watch this video that was picked specifically for you.